Welcome back. Thank you so much for rejoining what has been the most enriching conversation. I have embraced Women's Month with a new kind of energy, and trust me, I've always been very emotionally invested in this space, but I'm feeling now a level of guilt and a level of panic as Women's Month starts to come to an end. We can hear the trucks moving outside as things change, because what happens when this month ends? We need these voices to still have the space. And these voices, they are the ones that shape how we see ourselves at the moment. This is storytelling at its most purest. And today we are spotlighting two incredible authors whose work moves between home, memory, and imagination, and they're going to inspire young girls. Most importantly, poet and essayist Sarah Uheida, author of Not This Tender, brings a migrant's eye and a very precise ear for place, and she will take us there. And then children's writer Lauren O'Connor May, author of Dream House Adventures, turns family adventures into stories that travel from bedtime to classroom and teach us along the way in English and Afrikaans. And together, their pages remind us that stories are living heritage. This is how we've always carried the human narrative, is through stories. So thank you so much for being here. Absolutely love having you here. Why is it so important that female writers have space right now, do you think?
I think, as you said, it is the physical manifestation, having a voice, putting it in a book.
It's real.
Right there. No one can take it away from you, firstly. It's going to be there on the 1st of September. And, of course, female voices are always important. But saying what you need to say, being a woman, saying what you need to say, will echo through to the next women. I mean, we were chatting now just before that, and the resonances, just being two women, I've never met Lauren before, that already the resonances were just incredible. What do you think?
Like Sarah was saying, we were chatting, we were going over sort of the questions in the makeup room, and she would get nervous, and I'd say to her, no, but you were talking, when you were talking freely, you said that you wrote your story, but then you found people resonating with it and coming to you, and that's why it's important.
You're giving them the words to understand.
Because writing is healing. People find healing through writing, and by Sarah writing her poems and her stories, other people have resonated and found healing through that.
And that's brave. It's soft, strong. And I'm trying to find the strength within the incredible females that have brought me up, is that soft, strong. It takes a lot of strength to not go hard sometimes and go to those difficult places. What were you trying to heal, and were you able to connect with that through your book? What did you want to achieve for yourself through this piece?
I love that you said the soft, strong. I was just thinking, like, vulnerability as clarity, you know? So the poems are so incredibly personal and intimate, and some of them were ugly to write, and some of them took long, and some of them were beautiful and easy. But I think, I didn't know at the time, I spent 10 years writing, but I think what I was trying to do is, like, make sense of the past so I can move on, firstly, and secondly, it's beautiful to write. Poetry is beautiful. Womanhood is beautiful.
Honor that.
And so...
Is there a piece that embodies the book, the overarching work that you could share with us? Something that you love or hate? I don't care. I like a bit of dynamism.
Yes, okay. So I will actually tell you the last poem in the book.
Oh, wow, okay.
Okay, so it's called Overstay Appeal. The following documents must be submitted. Written representation, a copy of the Declaration of Undesirability from 19 form issued at the port of entry, a copy of the relevant pages of the passport, including bio page, acknowledgement of receipt in cases where the applicant has applied for a permit and the status is still pending. If the applicant overstayed due to medical reasons, a medical certificate must be submitted. I have borrowed money from everyone I love. I have thrown dinner parties. I have wanted to go home. I have wanted to stay. I have wanted to be many things, but not this tender.
Not this tender. Oh, well, thank you for taking us into that level of vulnerability, because I can feel it, and I know this is a very personal journey. I love the fact that you are doing the same thing through two completely different lenses. There is something, I can feel the connection between you immediately because you are born of the same kind of matrix, I get that. But for you, was there a moment, because now you are doing this, feeding into a younger generation and allowing parents the kind of emotional tools, the language to be able to do this as well. But was it a moment that led you to this point? Was there a build? Talk me through your kind of creative trajectory to arrive at this masterpiece.
Okay, so the book that I wrote, it's basically based on our real life family adventures, but that's what it became. It started out as me having a bedtime routine with my second youngest daughter, and we would have this collaborative storytelling where she would say, tell me a story about a doll or a cat, and then she would chip in and we'd do this together. But this one night, she said, tell me a story about the house, and I started telling her, and she just went quiet, and eventually fell asleep, and I realized there's something special about this story.
There's some magic there.
So I told it to my other children, and they all liked it, and then I thought, no, yes. So then I pitched it, and that's how it started, and now it's in English and Afrikaans.
It's a movement. I mean, there are so many jumping off points, and I don't want to delve too much into your work because I want people to read it for themselves and experience that personal element. I can make a million attachments to this because I'm a very emotive person, but for you, what would you like people to get out of that experience? Now that you've been able to process so much through this journey, what do you hope those that delve into this, the multiple jumping off points that you've got there, are going to take out of their experience with your words?
I really, really, really hope that they can see it as a container. That's the beautiful thing about poetry as well, is when you come back to it, it's like a song or a book you like, you know? Then they might take out something else that they need.
Because a different version of you is going back there.
Exactly, but also the more important part is like, I would have not written this if I didn't read other women's work who showed me, oh, you can do that, you can say that in a poetry collection. So if anything, I want the reader to see, oh, she can do that, she can do whatever she wants, it's her
100%.
book. And then to do their version of that, you know?
Well, I love that. I'm going to have this conversation with my daughter when I get home. For the aspiring author who might not see the steps to there, because you, I'm sure, did not see those steps to where you are right now initially, what advice do you have for the girl child, for the woman that is contemplating starting this process for themselves?
Firstly, you must write for yourself.
Yeah.
You must write your own
Like
story,
it.
you must write for yourself. And writing, like we were talking in the dressing room, is cathartic. It is a way of expressing yourself, of healing, of dealing with things that you don't even necessarily know is there.
Yeah.
But then when you start writing about it, it comes out. So write for yourself, first of all, and then allow yourself to be bored.
Oh, wow.
Because when you distract yourself with all sorts of things,
With
devices,
dopamine buttons.
yes,
Yeah.
you don't actually then give yourself room to tap into that part of yourself that needs to be expressed. So allow yourself to be bored.
Thank you so much, because my panic is subsiding, because I'm beginning to realize it's not just about creating space for women to be able to do what they've been doing for centuries to keep humanity propped up. It's about giving agency for those young girls and for women to be able to do what they do. And I'm sorry for every element that stands in your way beyond this Women's Month window that we have, but I have a feeling things have shifted dramatically this year from within, which is the most powerful thing. Thank you so, so much. A lot of food for thought, and that's exactly what writing and the spoken word does for you. If you want to plug into that, this Women's Month is giving space to these powerful words in the most powerful way. Sarah is going to be appearing at the 2025 Open Book Festival on the 6th of September between 10 and 11 at the Avalon Theatre. You can book at openbookfestival.co.za. It is a golden opportunity to, yes, hear the words, but get insights into how those words were formed so you can follow suit. I have a feeling this is going to be the most amazing strategic network to plug into as well if you are a woman who is writing in South Africa. So more power to you.